Hey friends, today we are answering your questions on the show, talking all about health, the mindset that you have to put yourself in maybe to get past all of the ailments that you may be dealing with. I know I'm dealing with them and I'm having to create a mindset to help me get through it. All my tips for you coming right up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Better Together. When you know better, you get better. That's what we do here every single day, or we try to at least. I think we're doing a pretty good job of it. Our quote of the day: do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. That's Ralph Waldo Emerson. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. I like that.
Me too. Thank you, Ralph.
I've created some new paths, some new trails.
You definitely have.
I like it. It's a lot of pain.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Like think about it, you're in the forest and you got to like somehow push these trees down and create a path, dig up some dirt.
Yep.
It hurts.
And it's a whole lot easier to step where other people have already stepped, right?
Yeah. But
There's
you
already footprints.
create your path. Mm-hmm. Then you get the satisfaction of, I did that. Mm-hmm. I like it. What up, Hill Squad? Welcome back. Today we're going to be answering some more of your questions, like my eating habits, which is funny because I showed up with my green tea and my chia pudding, but we'll get to that. Beauty tips, career moments, and so much more. So I am eager and excited to share answers with you guys. I don't know the questions except for that first one that I looked at. I thought that was kind of funny.
I like when you don't know them. It's kind of fun. Then you have to be on the spot.
Yeah. It's good because you get like a natural reaction, but also sometimes some things need a little bit of thought.
That's true.
So,
So we'll see where we go.
We'll see where we go. In the meantime, welcome to any new listeners or any new Heal Squad members. Thanks for being with us. We are on a mission here to get better in all areas of life, especially health and wellness. That is definitely kind of our main focus, is really sounding the alarms that our health is as important as our careers, friends. Nobody teaches you that. That was what my last speech was about. Grow up. They teach you to be a hustler. Go win. Go get all A's. Go get a big job. Go make a lot of money. Achieve. Health? Can we cue the crickets?
Who's she?
Do you have some cricket sounds? That would be fun.
Yeah, I can pull them up.
Let's do that again when you have cricket sounds. But that's the truth, is no one teaches you that. And the reality is, without our health, how can we go achieve all these things, right? And then what happens is your health is waning and you're in the middle of your career. Well, you're not going to stop. So now you're trying to you're on the motorcycle racing down the back roads of, let's call it Connecticut, and you don't have time to slow down and deal with your health. So you're maybe grabbing something, to go. Well, that's not going to heal you. That's not going to give you the time you need to heal. So we have to start making better choices now so that we can have a better future, a stronger future, and have less distractions on the path to achieving. So if you're focusing on your health along the way, you won't have those distractions. You won't have those big holy shit moments, or at least you will have minimized whatever you can, because you can't, certain things, nobody thought COVID was happening. And look at the side effects of COVID, which I want to do a whole thing. I want to look at all of the different ailments that are up since all of that, because I know that that's messed with a lot of things, but we'll get to that at another time. But I think it's super important that we all really look at life the way we're supposed to, which is our health has to have at least an equal part, focus. Mm-hmm. I think it should be your number one focus, but that's just me. But that's also me after not having it been my focus for so long and now having to play catch up and change my whole life so that I can do what I love that also is for my benefit, which is this show. Mm-hmm. So do we have our cricket sounds? So hold on. Let's redo this. Ready, guys?
Okay, wait.
So are you testing it?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm ready.
Okay, so go out and achieve, win, get all A's, get a big job, make a lot of money. Health?
That worked well. I'm dead. It's so true, though. It's so true. I'm so grateful that, I'm not grateful that you had to go on your journey, but I'm also grateful that you had to go on your journey. Like, I wish you didn't have to get a tumor to get here, but I feel like I've learned so much from you on like how important health is. Health is all we have. And I look back at, God, my career, and I'm like, damn, there was just a lot of things going on that thank God I caught what I did early. And now I'm aware at a young age, because most people get to like their later years and then they're like smacked in the head. And I don't know. So anyways, I really am grateful for you, and I'm grateful for the show, and health is our everything.
Thanks, Queen. Yeah. I had to teach my dad this. It was funny when I was in Connecticut recently. It's like I sent him to Dr. Allison, our naturopath. Maria, I had to pay $400. No, it was his first visit, and he had some supplements he had to buy. I go, Dad, what are you going to spend the money on if you don't spend it on your health? What's more important, to go buy another lawnmower or to go to Home Depot? We love Home Depot, guys, but if you're not going to take care of your health, that's why yesterday you posed a question to me about something that was going to cost a lot of money for your health. And you were like, I don't know about it. And I said, is it, I don't know about it because you don't know if this really feels right for you, or you're scared to spend the money?
Right.
Because that's the question you have to ask. And if it's because you're scared to spend the money, you're not going to be scared to spend the money in maybe 2 to 3 installments of that on shoes and clothes. You're going to be like, oh, I need those.
So true.
Right?
Yep.
So $600, you're going to find $200 pants or shoes or something at some point. You're going to do that 3 times. And it's going to blink and you're not going to realize. But your health, why wouldn't you think about it for your health and say, I'm going to spend whatever it takes?
Right.
Now, there's also an extreme that you can go to and be led down paths where you're buying too many things and, all of that. But we really need to think about our health in such a bigger way. And we're getting more fragile than ever because the water's polluted, the food's polluted, the air's polluted, everything's polluted. So that could make you go a different way and be like, screw it, we're all going to get something anyway, which, listen, the truth is we're all probably going to get something anyway. But we can go through it a lot easier if we make better choices. I'm getting to the point where I think I'm going to be eating air soon. Think just air.
Been there. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's really hard. And it's like, God, there's such a mindset around it too. I really struggle with this, especially with like then there's like the eating disorder element of it too. And I know that a lot of women have gone through that, where it's like, I was told not to eat anything, which then just like made that worse, that whole ED stuff worse. And then it's like, but so much of it really you have to avoid because of your health and if you have ailments. So it's finding that balance, right? Because like now, for example, I am letting myself I didn't eat wheat for a really long time because I didn't think I could. I knew a lot of that was probably more mental. A lot of it was still my SIBO, but now I'm like letting myself have a little bit of like sourdough and like good, like I know where the bread comes from. I go to a local bakery and get it, so it's like I'm letting myself have a little bit.
SIBO.
The SIBO, not my SIBO, thank you. But anyways, it's finding that you have to be aware of all these elements and find the balance in it, because it can get crazy, like, and just completely overwhelming. So many, I don't know.
Well,
it's
where
crazy.
I'm at in my head now, and this is where I've put my brain, and I hope it helps other people. I have put my brain in, I'm healed and I'm healing. Or I'm healing and I'm healed. So I believe in my healing, and I believe that I'm healing, and that it's going to take a second for me to see the actual proof of healing, but I believe in my healing. And as my diet has become more restrictive as of late, even now realizing, okay, these stomach things I'm dealing with, because my stomach is distended out now too. Like I've got whatever's going on in there. I'm like, I don't think coffee's really good for me at the moment. And so here's the green tea, friends. So I'm switching over, and I'll be gentle with myself if at a moment I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm having like a horrible headache or something. I'll see, and I'll give myself a little, but it's not going to be the first thing that goes in my stomach, because my stomach's irritated. My lining is irritated. So I want to make sure I'm doing whatever I can. And then anything that I'm having to omit, I'm thinking to myself, well, that wasn't good for me anyway. So I'm going to be like, I think about kids to come, and I think of my future, even without kids. So say it doesn't work out. I want to be my healthiest. Well, how do I be my healthiest? Is it going to be eating, a sub or whatever kind of processed food? No, I'm not going to be my healthiest like that. So what's happening is the universe is forcing me to be my healthiest, is conspiring with me to be my healthiest. That is my goal in my meditations every day, for complete mind, body, and soul healing. Well, if I'm not going to listen to the signs that are coming up with different things that are popping up medically and say, well, this is obviously for my best and highest good, right? All of these things are for our best and highest good, whether we like it or not. But it takes, a mentality, like a mindset to adopt it in that way. And so for me, I've taken all the restrictions that I'm now having to deal with. No sugar, very little dairy, and I might need to incorporate chicken back into my life, I'm hearing. And removing the coffee and all. I'm just like, well, and no white starches, none of it's good for you anyway. So I've had plenty of it. This is what I used to tell my mom when I was, really on the no sugar kick for her. I said, Mom, you had plenty of baklava in life. You had lots of amazing ice cream. Now we can't have it, but we've had it. So we know we've had it. She would look at me like, okay, that's not really helping, Maria.
Not really helping.
But it does help me. I'm like, all right, I had plenty of pizza. I haven't had pizza in months. Plenty of it. And now once you stop, you don't crave it and you don't need it.
Yeah.
It just kind of just disappears from your realm. So, that's kind of how I'm just thinking about it. It's for my highest good, all of it, all of the restrictions. So yes, I might end up just eating. I think I'm going to do a little soup kind of cleanse. What Yogi and Yogini put me on last summer or last kind of spring was just soups for like 2 weeks or a week or something. And it was just clean, simple, give my body and my digestive system a little break so that it can have a little healing time. So I think I'm going to do that. But, I might be eating air, friends. And when I say that, I mean like fish and vegetables. Like that's it.
Yeah. But I think that is a good mindset. And I remember I actually had my therapist tell me this, which I was like, God, you're so right. When I went into the whole SIBO journey, like super positive and kind of in that mindset of like, I'll do literally anything it takes. And then I was restricted for so long that like towards the, fourth or fifth month, I was like, I'm going to stab myself. Is this ever going to end? And I remember telling her that and just being like so down about it. Like, I haven't had dairy since high school. I can't do a lot of those things that is like the fun thing, right?
Yeah.
When you go out. And I remember her being like, how about you just think of it like everyone's going to get these issues and you're just ahead of all of them.
She's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's what I think all the time. Yeah. We're all going to get there. So here's the thing. Oh my gosh, I love this. Mm-hmm. Hold any other thoughts.
No, it's perfect.
So the truth is, I mean, like sometimes I would be envious. I would go out to eat this summer and I'd look around and I'd say, how come all these people can eat all this stuff and I can't? Right? You have those moments.
Yep.
And then I look at them and I'm like, well, who says they're healthy? Who says they're doing the right thing for their bodies? Who says they can eat that stuff? They're eating it despite maybe. And so that's another thing that we have to think about, right? Like your friends who you're going out to dinner with might be really bad for them and they might not have the discipline that you have. Or they may not even be focusing on it.
Yeah.
So those things all help. I love that.
It helped me a lot. It helped me a lot. She was just like, you're ahead of it. You're ahead of it. Everyone's going to get there. Everyone's going to have some sort of ailment and you're ahead of it. And like you said, Maria, you don't know. I mean, I do have friends I go out with and they're like, God, my stomach this, my stomach that every time after I eat. And they don't know, but I know. Like I'm grateful that I know what affects me. And like, I'm like, it was just a whole different mindset shift that it's often coming back to gratitude, but I'm like, whoa, how about, be grateful that you're ahead of that and So
that's the other thing I was talking about with kind of prevention, right? So if you start now, Pooj, Elaine, who's in the booth, who's going to help us in the interim after Pooj, Kelsey, obviously. If you start now making better choices when shit hits the fan and things happen, whether it's a minor thing, not that Hashimoto's is minor, but most people are getting Hashimoto's or some kind of thyroid thing. It's just happening, right? I'd like to think it's probably because of the hormones they pump into our, the animals that we unfortunately eat, but whatever. Or the fight or flight that we live in constantly, right? Or any other number of things, but whatever. When those things hit, either you're going to prevent them by making better choices now, or you will have less adjustments to make later, right? So when I quit sugar almost 3 years ago, I was like, I never want someone to tell me I have diabetes. I'm never going to have that happen to me. That's my goal. I never want someone to restrict me. I want to be able to restrict myself so that I can have an ice cream here or there. When I went to Italy, I had a little gelato or whatever. But when I cut soda, I'm like, yeah, this isn't really good for me. So I'm gonna cut this now. Whatever it was, I'm making those choices now, thinking about my future and hoping that I can prevent stuff. Or if a doctor comes to me and says, you have X, Y, or Z, you got to cut X, Y, and Z. I've already done it. Or I'm already almost there that it's not going to be a big stretch. When you get a diagnosis like, celiac or diabetes or something like that, it is, life altering and so painful because you've lived a certain way and now you have to turn that upside down and go a whole different way. And it's so hard. Right? Like I have a gluten intolerance now. I have to now really be mindful of my gluten. But I've already been doing that. So now it's easier for me to do it. It's not looking like this huge mountain I'm going to have to climb.
It's not as daunting. Yeah.
Not as daunting. I've already cut pasta out. I've already cut so many things. And pizza and all these things. So it's going to be easier for me with this little gluten thing. It's not a little thing, but you know what I'm saying. So if you start making those choices now, I hope I'm making sense, it will be easier for you as well. Because like she said, most people are going to get something. So if you make the better choices and you cut out processed foods, anything in a box, anything in a bottle, like anything that's not coming from the ground or the ocean or like nothing natural. So start making those choices now so it's easier later. Kevin's dad always said, hard now, easy later. Work hard now, then you can have it easier later. You can make your choices. You can go easy now and make it hard later. I'd rather go hard now, easy later, where I have the energy and the strength.
Me too.
Now,
Boom.
Elaine has a headset on.
Yeah, she does.
Elaine, is any of this resonating with you?
It is actually.
How old are you, Elaine?
I'm 22.
22. Okay, so you and Pooj.
Young bucks.
So
We're starting early. We're getting ahead of the game.
yes.
I think the eating healthy part, my parents were always really good about it, and they just don't really keep any like snacks in the house. We never really have soda. If we do, it's like maybe like a case that we have to last throughout the entire month. So like, 12 cans of soda for the whole family the entire month, and it all works out.
What's your background?
I'm Taiwanese, so I was born in Taiwan and then moved to Washington when I was 10 and then moved to LA when I was 20.
You were born in Taiwan?
I was.
That's so cool.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
So like in Taiwan, we don't really like eat that many unhealthy snacks, and the food is a lot less processed than it is in America. So that was a really big adjustment when we first moved here. Like I developed lactose intolerance super fast, and there were just a lot of things that I just ended up not being able to eat, and it wasn't in the house anymore.
Interesting. So when you moved here, obviously now you have a cultural change too, and most people want to assimilate into the new culture, so they want to adopt those habits. So what was that like for you?
It started out with a lot of cheese, which I hate cheese now, but like Americans, you guys love cheese. You put it on everything.
It's true.
And then like my mom, I remember this very vividly because like every time she eats cheese, she was like, I don't know why, but my joints keep like inflaming. Like her joints would get so big on her fingers that she was like trying to figure out what it was, and we all ended up realizing it was cheese. So we just like cut it out, and like so my mom stopped being able to have cheese. So then I just started to not eat cheese, and now I just don't even like it anymore. Like maybe I'll have it sometimes on pizza, but I always ask for light cheese. So it's like it's things like that, and I don't know. The cultural change was definitely a little bit different, but I think I'm a very adaptive person that, you know, I take what I want and I keep exactly who I am, and I bring that on with me.
Interesting.
I mean, even watching you this week, like she brings her lunch, like, and that's how I mean, growing with mom who's a nutritionist, that was kind of like put into our heads. It's like going out to treat, but I always love that. I always like taking note. I'm like, oh, okay. So she's like packing her lunch. She's bringing her lunch, bringing her noodles or her, you know, whatever. And I'm like, I love that. I think it's so like, that's such a healthy habit. And it's just like because you know what you make at home.
Yeah.
You know what's in it. So.
And to me, like lunches or like meals, they're supposed to be hot for me, or like that's the way that I was raised. So like coming here and like I was seeing Kelsey and Pooj eat like a bunch of avocado toast, and I was like, guys, what is going on? Cold food? So like I need my meals to be hot. Cold food just feel like a snack to me. I don't know. It's a little bit different in my mind.
That's very Ayurvedic. I feel like Yogi would agree with
interesting.
that.
Yeah. That's cool. You also bring a variety of foods. I think me and Kels are pretty good at sticking with our avocado
The
toast.
same thing.
But I liked how you brought like your dumplings one day, then your noodles, and then you had Thai food. Like you bring a nice variety, but it's all like you make at home, so you know it's clean, you know it's good. But I think variety is definitely important, and mixing it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we become creatures of habit so easily.
Oh, yeah.
I do too, but you need different nutrients and minerals, and so you have to try different things. But yeah, I think that's so cool. Well, I guess the first question we kind of
answered it.
kind of are answering. I am continuously improving my diet, friends. I am continuously making small changes to make a better me, a better future me. I do. I literally think I want to be super healthy mom. Like I want my kids to have the healthiest version of me, because I know we're having kids later in life, and I want to be there for them. And I want to be there for them, you know, as long as I can. But I want to be a healthy version of me. I don't want them, you know, having to deal with, you know, all these things. And I'm incorporating some exercise in, which has been a very long time. I've done like little spurts of things, but I'm actually working with my old trainer now, Andrea, who I'm so grateful to have back in my life.
Who's going to be on the show soon.
She's going to be on the show. She trains Julia Roberts and so many other people. She's like a normal, very grounded, beautiful Canadian human. I love her so much, and she kicks my butt, and she's making me strong. So I feel like now I've got all the things going, right? You know, when you're not exercising as well, it's kind of hard, I think, to be your healthiest version. And so I used to go on like walks and hikes, and that's just not happening anymore because the heat is so crazy here. So it's been nice to, it's been nice to do that.
Okay, Maria, I feel like this kind of goes hand in hand with what you were talking about. And I feel like I can jump in if you don't know what to say, but you look like you're 20. So someone wanted to know, what are your secrets to your youthful appearance?
Eat blueberries and I drink lots of water. I get a lot of sleep. People, you use Botox.
Oh my God,
Just being
I love
real.
you.
I'm not going to lie, because I do get Botox. And so that definitely helps. Definitely not my favorite thing to have to do, because I don't like the idea of toxins being injected into my face, but I'm not going to lie to you because I know it is a very unhelpful thing. So yes, I have that, but I do obviously eat well and do drink only really water other than some coffee, but now I'm going with green tea. And then I think the other thing that's really helpful is sleep, from what everybody else says. So good sleep. I've been waking up a lot lately. This morning I woke up and my eyes were super puffy. So I went downstairs to my freezer and I got my roller. Like my one eye was like drooping down and so swollen. I did my little ice roller and poof, everything opened up. Everything looked great. And then I take 2 handfuls of ice and I wet them. And then I ice my face because Dr. Allison told me I need to ice my face every day. Yeah. So
why?
I haven't been doing it since I got back here, but in Connecticut and then on the movie, I was doing it every day. So, and then I found this little laser wand that I've been really enjoying. I got to find out what it's called because I can't remember, but it's a little wand. I started doing it when I was on the movie and, you know, I'm doing it in the car on the way, whatever. Just this little red light laser wand. I really have been liking it.
Yeah, you have to show us because I haven't heard of that, but I know there's like the little handheld LED ones.
It's a handheld.
The best.
Yeah.
The best. And it's like you can spot treat or like whatever.
Yeah. I
That's
really
cool.
like that. I do get my Dermalogica facials. So and then they do some like microdermabrasion and different like laser stuff. But it's nothing like intense. I can't do the intense lasers. They scare me. I have done once and just seeing my face that red and peeling freaked me out for life. I can't do it. Let's see, what else? Skincare. Skincare is so important. Everything, by the way, that I use is on mariamenounos.com. Go to the shop page. You'll see a lot of different skin stuff. It's because I got a lot of different skin stuff. I think skin and makeup, you can have 10 different powders. You'll have all different things because you hear about a new one, you want to try it. So it's not just this mass shopping list. It's everything that I have in my cabinets and I use and I love. So I love Dermalogica. And I've now healed multiple people with skin acne issues with my little program, which, did we do an episode on this before?
No, I don't think fully.
I feel like we did, but if we didn't, we should do one.
Yeah.
So we can share with everybody my secrets, which is in my first book, The Average Girl's Guide to Life, but now I add a little component to it. So a little CBD from True Botanicals. There's also that other company that had a CBD line that I used on my last patient. No, it wasn't that one. It was another one. They were going to be a sponsor on the show, and then I can't remember. But
it's like Ritual or...
Yeah, but CBD from True Botanicals is great. So I use the Dermalogica for them. I make them use only one, white face cloth. It's one and done. You wash your face, you dry it, and you throw it in the hamper. But anyway, all of the products I love and use are on there. I love True Botanicals because it's clean. Dermalogica is pretty clean. And then Juice Beauty, I love another clean one. So I like that. And I mix and I match. I look at my skin. If it's kind of needing a little, rejuvenation, then I'll use some of the repair serum or even that Shani Darden stuff is good.
Retinol.
Yeah, a good retinol. Use a little, I have my Dermalogica retinol I mix in with so I kind of mix and match because I like doing that. And so I really feel like taking care of your skin is so important. And that's what I do.
And I honestly feel like your meditations, truly, like it's like a different glow from the inside.
Thanks.
Truly though, but it's like when you are feeling good in here, that's going to show out here.
Yes, it does.
All right, let's see. This one's an interesting one. What are your career goals for the next couple of years?
Ooh, career goals. Well, I want this show to continue growing and reaching people. And I want us to expand on all the ways that I've, dreamed of with the Heal events that are live in person all over the country, globe. I want to be able to build stuff, like all the things that I can't find, whether it's clothes or a suitcase, whatever. I want to build those items. That's exciting to me. I want to make more holiday movies. So we're going to build a production company to be able to do that. And I think that's it. I think, global domination. I'm kidding.
I love that though.
I mean, that's just like at the top of my head. But I'm definitely in that space of, of a new rebirth of wanting to achieve again. Whereas I've been in this, like, I just want to be in peace and just heal. But I'm definitely like, oh, okay, I want again. So I'm excited to build this and really make it a movement and really make it something that is going to affect a lot of people's lives. Because like I said, health is something that I've seen firsthand. We neglect and we neglect and we neglect. And then it's a huge issue. And then you don't even know where to start. So these heal events that I'm dreaming up are going to be really bomb.
I'm excited. I also do think you honored your pause. You honored that time. You honored your time to heal and let yourself go to a week-long meditation and turn your phone off. And I think that now that's put you in a place and a good headspace, right? Where you're like, oh no, okay, it's time to go. Versus if you just kept pushing through and didn't give yourself that time, after your mom and everything, I think it would be a different story.
Yeah.
So I respect that you honored that. And I feel like I learned a lot from you through that.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, I think the universe kind of pushed me to my mission and my future, because if I didn't stop to take care of my mom and me and all of these things, then I would have stayed in that world of get another gig, be in another toxic environment, or maybe not, doesn't have to all be toxic, but a lot of them were. I would have just stayed in that rut. And then I would have never grown. And so the universe pushed me to my growth. I listened and I trusted. I was scared at moments. I told Kevin yesterday, I'm like, oh my God, I would be in a whole different place. And I would have just kind of stayed in all of that and never grown to the place where I am now, where I'm on my own ship, doing my own thing that I know matters to me and is going to matter to others and is important and fulfilling. You can have all the other stuff. So it's funny.
I love that though. Okay, this one's a good one. And we actually just had a great episode where she gave us a good tip. Any crippling anxiety tips? And then thoughts on anxiety meds.
I think that we had Malika Chopra on recently, and I've been sending the clip to so many people. So this breathing technique she did, where it's like breathe in, touch your thumb to your pinky finger, breathe out. With your next finger, breathe in, breathe out, and then you just keep repeating. I've used that in the middle of the night sometimes when I can't go back to sleep and I start to think of something that gives me a little bit of anxiety, let's say, or I'm a little stressed. So I really love that. I love deep breathing exercises where you take a deep breath in for a couple of seconds, hold it for a couple, and then release. I really like those. And meditating. And sometimes I'll meditate and it won't be great, and I'll go back in. I'm like, all right, got to do it again. I'll just pick a different one to have a different kind of, energy. And so I'll do that. I'll play with the dogs because they instantly bring a smile to my face and they make me happy. And those endorphins, go and do their job inside of your body. And then I also think about whatever it is I'm stressed about now isn't going to be the same level of stress tomorrow. By tomorrow, I will have figured out a solution, or there will be some other things that will happen. So it's taking that kind of higher view of things and not being so, oh my God, I can't believe this. And so meditation's helped me so much because very little will rock me now. Guys, there will be a moment, and I will tell you about some other things that have been going on that have rocked me, and then those grounded me, and then I got back up. And then another thing will happen. And now that get up was even faster. So it just makes you jump those kind of things, I think, and get through it faster. So I think meditation's been really, really helpful, and not just any meditation, the Dr. Joe meditations, because I've tried so many. And anxiety meds, I think, can be helpful in acute moments. And it's totally up to anybody in their kind of situation. Like, you have to judge. I remember calling my doctor and being like, I've white knuckled this enough. I'm really suffering after my mom died. And he called a prescription in for me. And then Marie Forleo called me and said, I think you need to do these Dr. Joe meditations. And I was like, oh no, that's not for me. And then I did it and it was for me. And I never needed it. I never picked it up. It's still at CVS.
Still getting the texts.
Yeah.
That's funny. But I do think too, I feel like they used to be very villainized. Now, not so much anymore. Like, people are much more open to them. But there are ones like you can get on, like Lexapro for a little bit, and it's not going to be your like end all be all. And sometimes people do have chemical stuff. So it's like, it is, I think, something worth like talking to someone about. Like, and it shouldn't be, it's not a bad thing. Like, sometimes you need it. So
yeah, I always say, like, sometimes you need to like bridge that gap.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe you take it to help you get through this moment, and maybe concurrently you can start a meditation program and see if maybe you can get off of it. Who knows? Like, I've considered those things at different times too, where I'm like, okay, can I handle this anymore? This is a lot, going through a lot. And I've white knuckled through a lot, but these meditations have really made it so now I'm like, okay, I'm good. I got this.
I want to go back to the tips. One thing that you've taught us that is really helpful is, like, if you ever start, like you say, the kettle's running hot, like,
Yes.
take 5. Go outside. If you can put your feet in the grass, if you can breathe air, if you can get out of the office, wherever you are, your house, like, go outside and take a breath and put it away for 5. Like, everyone has 5 minutes. That helps a lot when I'm starting to like pop off.
Are you starting to do it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll throw myself outside. I'm like, walk around, walk around the yard, and it helps so much.
Yeah.
So much.
Well, like I said, take advantage of the fact that the grass is 10 feet away from you.
Right.
It's an orchard, literal, like orange grove orchard in the front. Most people would have to go down an elevator. Maybe there's a patch of grass outside the building.
Maybe.
But the dogs have peed on it multiple times.
Yeah.
Right? My dogs pee in the back. Anyway, go right out. That's why, like, I did that little alarm the other day, because I was sitting down to meditate and I'm like, okay, I know they're not going to meditate, but I know they'll go take a walk. I'm like, everybody get up right now.
Go now.
Outside right now.
And it was lovely.
Yeah.
We did a little stretching. We soaked up the sun. Yeah. So I think if you can get outside, go outside, especially with everyone working from home right now. Go outside.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. Helps a lot.
Agree.
All right, Maria, this one's fun. What is some good advice someone told you early on that maybe didn't make sense then, but makes sense now?
I don't know. I feel like I generally listened to people's advice outside of maybe 1 or 2 moments, because they weren't really, it was not necessarily good advice for me. It was their self-interest. I don't think I have an answer for that one.
That's okay. I feel like that is an answer. You were always...
By the way, that is another piece of advice. You don't always have to answer everything. You don't always have to know. And I think that, we live in a time where, since social media, everybody has to have an opinion. Everyone has to be able to answer everything. Sometimes it's just, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Or let me think about it. Let me get back to you. It's okay not to know.
Let me get back to you. I love that one.
Yeah.
I would always just say in my French class, when she would make us speak French, I would say, je ne sais pas. I don't know. Je ne sais pas. I don't know. So you guys can take that if you want. All right. This one's a good last one. How do you shut off your phone and focus?
How do I shut off my phone and focus? Well, I shut off my phone and focus. I mean, I put do not disturb on, and in moments when I know I can't be disturbed or I really just need to focus, so that helps. Shutting off the phone entirely is a little tough, I feel like. But, you know, I have my dad's like, you know, health stuff that rings on here, so I have to keep it on. And so, yeah, I don't shut it off entirely, but I put on do not disturb and I let myself have that time that I need, whether it's I'm meditating or I'm sleeping or whatever.
Do not disturb is the best. And what I do too is I have my my favorites that they'll always come through. Like if you need to call me or if like it comes through, but anyone else, especially if you roll calls, like I think I roll calls daily. So I'm like, nope, I need this. I have to focus right now.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to get it done. So and I like too that it tells the other person that it's on you. Do not disturb. It's not like I'm just ignoring you. It's like I have it on this for a moment. So I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan of it. Okay, this one kind of goes well with it. So I lied about this is now the last question. How do you eliminate burnout in the social media era? I work hard, but too much is draining.
So is it about social media or is it?
My guess would be that it's about social media. Like, how do you put in what you need to put in, but not burn yourself out on it? I know it's hard.
I have Pooja help me.
Literally.
I really hate social media. I just don't. It does, you know. It's funny because I just pop in once in a blue moon. If we look at my numbers, we've done this so many times on the show. My numbers are so low because I don't pay attention. Not my numbers on social media, but my numbers in terms of how much I'm consuming social media. I really try to fill my time doing things that are going to build my future rather than looking at everybody else's. And so,
ooh, that was good. Wait, say that again. Building your future.
I'd rather be building my future than looking at everybody else's.
Ooh.
So,
I like that.
You know, it's a tough thing. I think it can be used for good, and we try to with Better Together. And then, you know, and the other thing that's really scary is people think they know everything that's going on, so they never have to check on you. Nobody ever calls and says, "How are you?" anymore, because they think you look amazing. They think everything is amazing. So moving on, she's great. And so those meaningful connections really kind of get lost now because we're just seeing everything on display and we just have to assume that everything's great. So I mean, how I avoid burnout is, and it's the truth is Pooja and I have a system. She helps me and that's it. Cause otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. It'd be very rare. So
lots of good answers. Lots of good gems today, Maria. Thank you.
Queen.
Killing it. I love these episodes actually. I feel like I learn so much from you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Queen. Well,
welcome.
Keep the questions coming. We'll do more for you guys.
Yeah.
In the meantime, if you haven't checked out Macy's.com/Better Together, our curated page of all my favorite picks, it is fall fashion time. So you might be in the mood for a new item or two, a new look. We have some amazing on-trend pieces, whether it's the, you know, colored leather jackets, looks, whatever. Everything's on there that I love and that I'm buying. And I'm not buying all of it, trust me. But Macy's might have to support the show a little bit more for me to be able to do that. But I did just get this really cute camel kind of oversized blazer there. That I think I'm going to wear this week.
Oh, that's right. And I'm going to bring mine.
Event.
And we're going to be twins. And Maria's going to love that.
And then I ordered some really cute shoes. They're these black, I forget what brand they were. They're black sandals with like a little fuzzy, furry thing.
Cute.
Because I really like shoes to pop in my outfits. I like wearing like jeans. I want the shoe to pop. I love wearing my white t-shirts or my white tanks or whatever, as you guys probably see on the show all the time. Does she wear anything else? And so I like that to pop and be my thing. So I got some really cute shoes. We'll see.
I love that. Shoes are the best.
They really are. And so everything you need is there. check it out. And in the meantime, be nice people, make good choices, and be present.
This podcast and all related content published or distributed by or on behalf of Maria Menounos or mariamenounos.com is for informational purposes only and may include information that is general in nature and that is not specific to you. Any information or opinions expressed or contained herein are not intended to serve as or replace medical advice, nor to diagnose, prescribe, or treat any disease, condition, illness, or injury, and you should consult the healthcare professional of your choice regarding all matters concerning your health, including before beginning any exercise, weight loss, or healthcare program. If you have or suspect you may have a healthcare emergency, please contact a qualified healthcare professional for treatment. Any information or opinions provided by a guest expert or host featured within website or on company's podcast are their own, not those of Maria Menounos or the company. Accordingly, Maria Menounos and the company cannot be responsible for any results or consequences or actions you may take based on information or opinions.